Hello, welcome back to Journey with Jin and Mike. My name is Jin. I figured today I would just pop in here to kind of show you sort of how I plan my outfits for our upcoming trip to Orlando. Firstly, I kind of want to have an idea of my itinerary, sort of like the day by day activities that I'm doing. Are there any dinner reservations? Are there any special events I'm attending? Which park I'm going to? So that's kind of how I start the planning process. For this trip, we're actually going to be starting out at going to Universal Studios Orlando. Harry Potter World, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, is certainly something we are not going to miss every time we go to Orlando. So here I have just my handy dandy Slytherin sweater. I think the weather in Orlando right now is fairly pleasant, but again, you never know. Like layering is probably a really good idea. The other thing is I'm going to bringing my rope that I acquired a few years back, actually. And certainly, last but not least, I am going to bringing my handy dandy wand. So this one, I think I got this a while back. This has probably already been discontinued. So this is what it looks like. And let's see. This was an old hawthorn and vine that I got from Ollivanders a long time ago. So I'm going to be bringing that. We did test this wand at Universal Studios Hollywood, and it does work. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do some wand magic at Universal Studios Orlando. In terms of planning for outfits for Disney World, we're actually doing it from the angle of our advanced dining reservations. So we do have a couple different dinners that are planned. So let me just go ahead and show you kind of the outfit ideas that I'm putting together. One of the dining experience that I'm really looking forward to is actually going back to having breakfast at Cinderella's Royal Table. And this time we actually got a dining reservation for fairly early on in the day. I think our reservation's at 8:05. It does a couple of different things, which I really truly like. One is that it kind of gets you into the park a little bit earlier. We're not staying on property, so getting an early dining reservation really helps you to kind of bypass the crowd, and then you actually get to meet a cast member that kind of route you directly to the castle to dine. So for this dining reservation, I'm kind of bringing this violet color top. It's backless. I'll probably wear a top underneath, but it's nice and airy. And again, that especially since our dining reservation is early in the day, you're expecting to wear this throughout the day. And the other thing is, I'm going to pair this with this pair of mouse ears. This is actually part of the Mickey's main attraction collection last year. I did accomplish the whole collection, and this is really the one that's for December. This one, I feel like it's pretty appropriate for Cinderella's Royal Table, just because it's this is the fireworks over the castle. Again, if you're dining in the castle, I feel like this one is probably pretty appropriate. And the other thing I'm bringing is actually this choker. In the animation, she wears a black choker, so I feel like that's probably pretty appropriate and kind of a fun little accent piece to go with your outfit. And of course, with this one, it does have the rose accent in the middle. Might be a little bit more Beauty and the Beast, but again, just based on the color alone, I think it's be a fun little piece to bring along. The next dining reservation that we have is actually Jungle Cruise, a Skipper Canteen. This one, again, incidentally, I do have the ears to go along with it. This is, again, part of the Mickey's main attraction collection last year. This is actually particularly for the Jungle Cruise, so I think this will be a really fun one to bring along. And in terms of the outfit, I just have this Lululemon top. Again, it's not very sailor-like, but it's kind of like jungle, safari type of themed pattern. So I figured this one is going to be kind of fun to go along with it. One thing about the Jungle Cruise with the Skipper Canteen is that we actually have been trying to get reservation there for a while. That one is not that particularly hard to get, but we've just never been able to go. It's actually the same day as we were having Cinderella's Royal Table, so I'm not sure if we're actually going to end up going through with dinner, just because the breakfast is supposed to be a pretty large breakfast, and I'm not sure if we're going to do two table service dining experience on the same day. But in any case, obviously right now with Disney, you have a 2-hour cancellation window. So I think we'll just play it by ear and see how we feel like that day. So the next dining reservation that we have is actually at Space 220 Lounge. So a couple years, actually a year back, when we first went to Disney World after a really long time, a long hiatus, we did secure dinner reservations at the lounge and at the restaurant at Space 220. But because of the timing of our reservation, we actually we just saw the daytime of the Earth. But this time in particular, I really do want to see if we can check the nighttime scene. So, we just got the lounge reservation, and we feel like with the Space 220 lounge, it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Obviously, with the sit-down restaurant dinner, there is a prefix meal that can be pretty expensive, whereas the lounge, you can order some drinks and some a la carte options. So I think it gives you a little bit more flexibility. So for this one, I'm just kind of bringing a sort of a neon green Lululemon top. I don't know. To me, this feels kind of spacey. It's got the ridge patterning and things of that nature, and with the color, it seems kind of fun. So in terms of the ears, I'm pairing this with this mouse ears for the Mickey's Main attraction collection. This one is for Space Mountain. So, Space Mountain, Space 220, I think it's, we could probably kind of go with it. And the color scheme is kind of like metallic and with white theming and with a rocket. And so I think it works. Let me know what you think in terms of fitting the theme for Space 220 Lounge. Next reservation that I'm really looking forward to is actually Jiko, the cooking place at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. This one, just like Skipper Canteen, we've been trying to get reservation, or at least fulfill our reservation for the longest time. A couple times we've gone back to Disney World, I've had a reservation lined up for Jiko, but for whatever reason, we've just never been able to do it. So this time, I've just heard so many really, really great things about Jiko, and everybody's been giving it amazing reviews, so I'm really looking forward to it. So for this one, I don't really have a particular pair of ears to go along with it, but this one is actually a pair of Loungefly ears that we got at DCA from our Disneyland trip, which I'll link the series in the description down below. But again, this one has got that gold orange theme color. It could potentially match up with that vibrant, that very energetic theme at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and very rustic. So I don't know. I think it might work. In particular, I think from all of the vlogs that I have seen, there's a beautiful backdrop by just the open kitchen, and so I think this will fit really, really nicely in terms of the color scheme. And in terms of what I'm wearing, I think I'm gonna go with something a little bit dressy, but still pretty versatile. So for this one, I'm kind of just bringing a little halter top. This one, our dinner reservation is later at night, obviously, and probably going to be spending the whole day around the Animal Kingdom area. So, something that is going to be versatile, not wrinkling really easily, and still look fairly presentable, hopefully, by the time we go to dinner. Another dinner reservation that we're really looking forward to is actually at Takumi-tei. I know Takumi-tei just reopened, probably one of the last restaurants over at Disney World that's been reopened. I was lucky enough to be able to secure a dinner reservation, and what's pretty unique about this particular reservation that we're going to is actually a special sake pairing. Individual who started up the Iwa sake brand. I think he was with Dom Perignon, the champagne brand, for a really, really long time, and after about 30 years, he decided to kind of start his own sake brand. So obviously, Takumi-tei, also a pretty signature, pretty fancy, if you will, dining experience. So I figured that we'd go ahead and just dress up a little bit, we have our dining experience the night before Valentine's Day, so it'll be kind of a fun little couples night out. So for this one, I think I'm bringing just a nice little, fairly dressy outfit with me. This one has just a purple, kind of in the theme of Valentine's Day, and it's got a little rose pattern, so I figured this one would be really, really nice to bring with me. And during the day, I think what we're gonna do is probably just go to the park with one set of outfits that are more, easygoing, and then the idea is we're gonna go ahead and just change before dinner time. And luckily this time we do have a rental car, so I think we're just gonna be going to the parking lot and changing. So hopefully that'll work. Last but not least, I did mention at the beginning of the video that we are going to be heading back to the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. For this one, you kind of do want to be sort of in universe. There's a lot of people that spend a lot of time dressing up, putting on like legit costume, and some of them will go all out. Mike and I are not that type of cosplay people. If we may get into it, but right now we just don't, frankly, don't have the talent to be able to put together elaborate costumes. So we figured being in universe is probably pretty important. So for this particular experience, we're going to be, I think the voyage starts at around 1 o'clock, and then so we'll have a full day on Batu, and the very next day, the checkout, if you will, time is around 10 a.m. in the morning. So all in all, it's about 48 hours. So for this particular trip, I'm planning on probably 4 or 5 different outfits, depending on, if there's time to change and whatnot. So on arrival day, I figure, we're gonna go with a vest, again, not super costumey, but hopefully in universe enough. And for this one, just gonna be pairing up with some leggings and potentially some boots, just kind of get that very like scoundrelly, spacey feel, if you will. And then after that, we're actually able to secure a captain's table. For that, I figured, again, dressing up would be kind of nice. So in keeping with the theme of the vest, so I found this really long, kind of almost like an evening gown, but it does have the sort of the leathery texture. I think it's like vegan leather. And then it's got the kind of a vesty cut for the shoulders, and in the back it's got the mesh, and then it's got sort of like a gown feel. So in comparison to the vest that I just showed you, for arrival day prior to captain's table, I want to just kind of keep it kind of vesty and jackety, and be in theme as well. So the next day is actually our Batu excursion day. So this is the day that you get to hang out at Hollywood Studios at Galaxy's Edge. And so again, we're gonna be kind of out in the elements, with Batu's 3 suns. You just never really know how hot it's gonna get. But again, we're talking about February weather, so hopefully not super crazy. So for that, again, in keeping with the vest theme, I just got this sort of like leathery, vegan leather biker jacket. Again, this is more sort of lighter in color, so I'm just probably gonna wear a tank top underneath. So, maybe this will be a good little sort of traveling scoundrel outfit. And then last but not least, the second day, we do have some kind of like a culmination celebration dinner. So dressing up would be kind of fun in my opinion. So I'm just getting this particular, this dress. It's kind of unique in the design, and again, it's sleeveless, and I'm figured this one be kind of in universe again, and be dressing enough to go to dinner and enjoy that and kind of feel a little bit fancy. So those are all kind of my outfit ideas, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think and how do you plan your vacation outfits, specifically going to theme parks. If you like this content, click that like button and subscribe to our channel for other contents coming up. Certainly we will be sharing our Disney World vlog very, very soon. And then, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the contents as we're kind of putting them out there. So hopefully you found something interesting about my sort of planning journey, and really appreciate you following along. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.